welcome to Recapper. Let's discuss 8th episode of Beef. As episode 8 of Beef begins, Amy arranges to have sex with a stranger she met through an online chess game at a seedy motel. She hides her face under a blanket and assumes a doggy position. However, as the act begins, she catches a glimpse of herself in the mirror and sees a creepy white-skinned lady with jet black hair and a crooked nose. The day after the fire, Fumi takes Amy on another shopping spree and promises to talk to George on her behalf, despite the fact that Fumi would receive half of everything if Amy and George were to divorce. She sees Amy as George's rock and claims that he would be lost without her. Fumi also insults George's artistic ability, stating that he would be starving if it weren't for Amy. We are then taken back to Amy's past when she skipped school and stumbled upon her father with another woman. This is the same creepy lady that she saw in the motel. In the present day, Amy visits her parents who are surprised to see her. As they haven't been in regular contact, there is tension between Amy and her father, Bruce, and when he suggests that Amy isn't as committed to them as their friends' children. Amy retaliates by saying that they didn't want her in the first place. It is revealed that Amy's mother knew about her father's affair, but decided to stay with him. While reading a book, Amy comes across a picture of the creepy lady who tells her that she will never reveal her secrets to anyone as they wouldn't like her anymore if she did. George and June return, and Amy confesses to George about sleeping with Paul and Danny's road rage incident. However, George's reaction is not what she had hoped for as he is heartbroken and devastated by the truth. Amy acknowledges that she is a bad person but had tried to be good for George. Even though he is supportive, he wants a divorce, and June will go with him. In a poignant moment, we see infant Amy and Danny in their parents' arms, who had high expectations for them in 1984. Danny is confused, angry, and devastated in the present. The cause of the fire is still unknown, and his parents will go back to Korea on the earliest flight. When Paul mentions what he said to George, Danny suspects Amy's involvement and sees Edwin drive off hastily from the neighborhood. He goes to Edwin's house later that night and finds out that Edwin only got magazine subscriptions in Danny's name. Danny is informed that the fire was not arson or caused intentionally, but the construction company that made the house installed substandard wiring, making it his fault. In a flashback of Danny's childhood, he yearns to be at the same level as Paul and asks him to study hard to skip 3 grades and be in Danny's class. Edwin confesses to Danny that he is jealous of him and reveals that Veronica is still not over Danny, which is why he got the subscriptions in Danny's name. Danny consoles Edwin when he breaks down. During a childhood flashback, Danny longs to be on the same academic level as Paul and asks him to study hard and skip 3 grades to be in Danny's class. Later, Danny is informed that the fire was not caused intentionally but due to substandard wiring installed by the construction company. Ironically, Danny lies to Paul about it to maintain his power over him, which confirms Danny's underlying jealousy. In another flashback, Danny is seen throwing Paul's college applications in the bin. Danny purchases a Koya house plant and gasoline can from Forster's and goes to George's house. George is frightened when he sees Danny at the front door but reluctantly lets him in. In the bathroom, Danny finds George pointing a gun at him and calling the police. They struggle, and George falls unconscious after hitting his head against the wall. Danny leaves quickly when he hears sirens, only to discover June sitting with Luca in the back of his truck, leaving him stunned and worried about what will happen next. That was the recap of 8th episode of Beef. Thank you.